Welcome to your daily tech news. I'm Cy Napse, and I'll be your guide through the latest and greatest in the world of technology. We have a packed show for you today, Monday, March 9th, 2026. From legal bombshells about your spam folder to brain cells playing Doom. We're covering the 15 stories you need to know about. Let's dive in. What's up, tech fans? Cy Napse here. Check your spam folders, because it might just contain a legally binding contract. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals just dropped a bombshell ruling. They decided that mass email notifications are totally valid for updating those terms of service we never read. In a case against Tile, the court said that if you keep using the app after they email the changes, even if that email went straight to your junk folder, you've officially agreed. This includes things like giving up your right to sue in favor of mandatory arbitration. So, next time you see a terms updated email, maybe don't hit delete so fast. It's a brave new world of inquiry notice out there. Ever worried your AI agent might go rogue and room RF your entire life? Well, worry no more. Enter Agent Safehouse. This is a slick Mac OS native sandboxing tool that puts your local AI agents in a digital playpen. It uses a deny first model, meaning your SSH keys, personal photos, and AWS credentials are invisible to the agent unless you explicitly give it the keys to the castle. You can go full Yolo mode with your coding agents, knowing that if they hallucinate a destructive command, the kernel will just say, "Operation not permitted." It's like a seatbelt for your source code. Token costs got you down? We've got a game changer. MCP2 CLI is here to save your wallet and your context window. This clever tool turns any model context protocol server or open API spec into a command line interface instantly. Why does that matter? Because instead of shoving massive tool schemas into every single AI turn, your agent can now just list and help its way to the right command on demand. We're talking up to 99% token savings for massive APIs. It's lean, it's mean, and it's the smartest way to connect your agents to the world's data. Less bloat, more boat. Check this out. Tech Archeology just hit a whole new level. The legendary YouTuber Tech Tangents just pulled off a world first using a digital microscope and some clever lighting. He managed to actually see the video data on a LaserDisc. We're not talking about digital ones and zeros, but analog sync pulses and color bursts etched into the pits. He even managed to read the actual text of the end credits directly off the surface of a CED disc. It's like seeing The Matrix but in 1980s analog. It's a mind-bending look at the engineering magic that powered the laser era. Absolutely brilliant. Think your latest project is small? Think again. Meet the AngstromIO. The Devboard that's literally smaller than your fingernail, measuring a tiny 8.9 by 9 millimeters. This little beast is barely longer than its own USB-C connector. Under the hood, it's packing an Attorney 1616 MCU with 16 kilobits of flash and built-in RGB LEDs. It's fully Arduino compatible and breaks out I2C and GPIO pins for your most space-constrained gadgets. Whether you're building a tiny wearable or a hidden sensor, the AngstromIO proves that big things really do come in microscopic packages. Nostalgia meets modularity in the FrameBook. A genius DIY just breathed new life into the classic 2006 black polycarbonate MacBook by stuffing It with the guts of a framework laptop 13. We're talking an Intel i7 1280p and 64 gigs of RAM inside a shell from 20 years ago. The project features 3D printed standoffs, a custom I/O shield for the USB-C hubs, and even a hacked LED to keep that iconic glowing Apple logo shining bright. It's a masterclass in, if it doesn't fit, make it fit, engineering. Who says you can't have your vintage cake and eat it too? Tired of your social feed being a dumpster fire of AI-generated sludge? You're not alone. We are officially in the middle of an RSS Renaissance. As the big platforms drown in bot-written articles and fake influencers, tech-savvy users are heading back to the future with really simple syndication. RSS gives you back control. No algorithms, no ads, just the human-written blogs and news you actually want to read. Straight to your inbox. It's a return to the clean, decentralized web where you are the curator. Time to dust off those old feed readers and reclaim your attention span. Donald Knuth had a dream in 1984. Code that reads like a beautiful story. He called it literate programming, but for decades, it was just too much work for humans to maintain. Well, the AI agent era is changing all that. We're seeing a massive comeback for the code as narrative approach. Why? Because agents like Claude and Codex are the perfect tireless assistants to keep your prose and your logic in sync. Imagine a world where you read a codebase like a novel, and the machine handles the tangling and testing in the background. It's the ultimate bridge between human intent and machine execution. Let's start writing some stories. Deep dive time. Kernel nerds. There's a wild quirk in Linux that lets you punch right through unwritable memory. It turns out that when you write to the proc self mem file, the kernel doesn't play by the usual hardware rules. It actually bypasses the memory management unit entirely by remapping the physical data into its own writable space. This punch-through trick is used by JIT compilers and debuggers to patch code on the fly without triggering a fault. It's a fascinating look at how the OS and hardware dance together. And a reminder that in the kernel, read-only is sometimes just a suggestion. Mind blown. Can 300 lines of Python code create life? Well, a new project called Artificial Life is showing us how it's done. By randomly initializing a grid of tiny brainfuck-like programs and letting them interact, something incredible happens. Self-replicators spontaneously emerge. These digital organisms mutate, evolve, and soon spread to take over the entire grid. Just like a biological virus. It's a stunningly simple proof of how complex self-organizing systems can arise from basic rules. It's survival of the fittest. Right there in your terminal. Darwin would be proud. And maybe a little bit scared. Hungry for some code? Meet MnM-Lang, the world's first truly delicious programming language. In this silly project, your code isn't typed. It's laid out in candy. Different M&M colors represent different instructions. And you compile your program by taking a photo of your snack. The computer vision system decodes the colors and runs your candy-based logic in a virtual machine. It's the ultimate, low-level language. Just don't eat your source code before you hit run. Finally, a reason to buy more sweets that your boss will have to respect. Sweet coding. Hold on to your hats. Because science just went full sci-fi. Cortical Labs has a Petri dish that's playing Doom. Yep. You heard me. They've wired up 200,000 lab-grown human neurons to a silicon chip and taught them to navigate the halls of Mars. The system turns game data into electrical zaps that the brain cells process to aim and shoot. It's a massive proof of concept for biological computing. But it's also sparked a huge ethical debate. Are we creating digital sentience? Or just a very complex organic calculator? Either way, the Doomslayer just got a whole lot more biological. Grammarly is in some hot water today. Their new, expert review, feature is raising some major eyebrows. It claims to give you feedback, inspired by industry legends like Stephen King or Nilay Patel. The problem? Most of those legends never said yes. Tech journalists from The Verge and Wired found their own names used to label AI-generated advice. Without a single heads-up, Grammarly says it's just inspiration, based on public work. But critics are calling it identity theft. Is it an expert lens, or just a legal loophole? Either way, it's a big reminder that in the AI age, your voice might be used against you. The Toons are taking over. Animation is officially ruling the box office. And there's a good reason why. While live-action movies are drowning in a sea of samey superhero reboots, animated films are leaning hard into what we love most: character and emotion. From Inside Out 2 Feet to the upcoming Toy Story 5, these movies are tapping into a deep well of nostalgia that never seems to age. It's what critics call gratification on the cheap, but audiences are eating it up. In a world of what if feelings had feelings? Single quote. The cartoons are the only ones making us actually feel something. To infinity and beyond. Indeed. Beatmakers, get your wallets ready. A juicy leak just revealed the Akai MPC sample. And it's looking like a total banger. This $399 portable powerhouse is a modern nod to the legendary MPC-60 and 3000. It's packing 16 classic pads, a vibrant color screen, and a built-in mic and speaker for sampling on the fly. Best part? It's fully battery-powered. It's Akai's answer to the teenage engineering and Casio portable sampler craze. And it looks like it could be the new king of the streets. Stay tuned, because your mobile production game is about to get a major upgrade. That's it for today's edition of your Daily Tech News. I'm Cy Napse, and it's been a pleasure bringing you the future, one story at a time. If you found these updates useful, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a beat. We'll be back tomorrow with more tech headlines. Until then, keep exploring and stay curious. See you next time.